everyone, welcome to the first video in my Aranea Highwind series. Today we're going to be starting on her boots. I got these boots at Forever 21, and in retrospect I probably should have gotten a stiletto heel boot because I had to Dremel the poop out of these. Luckily they had a supporting rod in the back of them, so I was able to use my Dremel and work away at that heel a little bit. That's just about halfway done. But in the meantime, you can go ahead and start patterning out your craft foam pieces. This is 4mm craft foam that I'm using, and I ordered this from tntcosplaysupply.com. This foam is really high quality. I was super impressed and will definitely be reordering from them. I ordered a roll of 4mm and a roll of 10mm for this project. So again, we're going to trace out all those patterns. Now I just kind of drew those patterns based off of the reference images that I was using for her. Go ahead and take your utility knife and cut away through your craft foam. Okay, once you've got those pieces all cut out, you're going to go ahead and start heating them up so we can shape them to our boots. Now, this first piece that goes around the top, I cut it a little bit long, and that is because I wasn't exactly sure how wide I needed to make it. So I just trimmed some of the edge pieces. This piece actually goes onto the front of that top piece. Just kind of heat it up and preliminarily shape it so that way when I use the contact cement to attach them to each other, they are pretty well formed already. And as I mentioned, here is the contact cement. Now I just use an extra scrap piece of foam to get a nice thin smooth surface of contact cement spread out all over the craft foam. Okay, while that's drying, I'm going to move on to another piece. Now, this piece goes over the heel of the boot, yeah, you can see right there. But what we need to do with this is cut a little dart out. So what I did was just snip it with the scissors, fold it over, and then I marked with the marker here to see exactly how much of it I needed to cut out. So it makes like a little dart in the foam. So just trim it, and then once it kind of looks like it's going to be a good shape for you, you're going to go back in with more contact cement and just attach those two pieces together. So paint your contact cement on and then put it to the side to let it dry. Same thing, these are the pieces that go right onto the front of the boot, and we're just going to heat them up with our heat gun and attach them, well, not attach them, but shape them to the front of the boot. Okay, those pieces are nice and dry, so I'm going to line them up and position them appropriately onto each other. Give them a good firm press, and then we can go ahead and heat both of those pieces up again, so that way we can put them right onto the boot itself. And you're just going to kind of hold it in place until it starts to cool down, so that way it maintains its shape. Now we're going to take another piece of scrap craft foam and put a few lines of the contact cement onto the front of the boot. These are the kind of like folded decorations that you can see on the front of her boot. And the way I did this was I had some kind of rubber tubing that was actually from the jewelry section and was meant for making bracelets and necklaces, but it worked perfectly for this. So I just kind of painted a little bit of contact cement right onto the shoe and then onto that little string. Let it dry for a minute or two, and then you can go ahead and press them on. Then I just took my scissors and snipped off the excess tubing. And I did 5 pieces? Yeah, 5 pieces across the front of each boot. Okay, now we're going to attach the foam to the boot itself. Now these were kind of like a faux suede. It absorbed the contact cement a little bit, but I only needed 1 coat and everything is on there really well. So again, you're going to put it on its mate and make sure you leave one side of the foam and the boot unpainted with the contact cement, because these do have zippers on the side. You want to make sure that you're able to get in and out of them. Now these are the little back blades on her boots. It is actually 2 pieces of the 10mm foam. I seem to have lost the footage of when I patterned and traced them out, but 2 pieces that I contact cemented together and then just used my Dremel to kind of shape and make sure they were nice and smooth and exactly what I was looking for. I'm making a giant mess. Ugh. Okay, once that other contact cement has started to dry and get tacky, we're going to go ahead and attach those pieces to the top of the boot. And then I'm just going to grab a piece of masking tape and attach them together so that way the shape stays the way I want it to. Okay, I used a little piece of Velcro on the back there. Since it's not contact cemented onto the boot on the side of the zipper, I want to make sure that that foam stays closed, but I can still get in and out. So I just attached a little bit of Velcro using contact cement on the inside of the foam. Once that's all done, I'm going to take those front few pieces. Oh, there we go. I'm going to take those front few pieces, heat them up, and do the exact same thing. Shape them to the boot, and then once it starts to cool down, I'm going to go in and put the contact cement on so that those pieces stay right on there. A good little trick that you can do is take a Sharpie and trace the outline so that way you know exactly where you want to paint your contact cement onto the shoe without getting it just all over the place. Okay, and then paint the contact cement right back onto its mate. Here I'm just attaching the pieces of Velcro. And then we're going to paint a line of contact cement down the back of the boot, and this is where that little back blade of the shoe is going to go. Let those dry for a minute or two, and then attach them. And they're already starting to come together. I've never seen cooler shoes than these. Okay, then we're going to take our googly eyes, which work perfectly as little rivets on the shoe, and start gluing them strategically onto the boot. And then I've cut out onto the bottom, just out of the 10mm craft foam, two little triangular shapes that just go on the sole of the shoe. Once that's all done, I'm going to grab my silicone, what is this? Caulk? Yeah, and just the sealant, and fill in any cracks or openings of craft foam that's not lined up to the shoe itself. Then I'm going to go in with some Mod Podge. I did 2 coats, both on the foam and on the shoe itself, so that way everything was a uniform texture and allowed that to dry. And then we're going to start painting. So I painted everything pretty much just a neutral kind of brown color. Everything except for the heel and the back blade, which is going to be kind of a soft black. But I went in first of all with this warmish neutral brown and didn't paint the zipper because otherwise you're not going to be able to unzip or zip the boot again. But you're going to just go in with your brown and paint it all over the boot. These boots took me about 2 hours a piece to make, which is not terrible in the scheme of things, and they were actually really fun to do. So here I am, I'm going in with a soft black to paint all over the heel, the underneath, and the blade on the back of the boot. I didn't want to do a harsh black because I knew I'd be going back in with that to do the distressing. Now, again, I think I've lost some footage here, but you can see I took that same soft black and edged out the craft foam pieces that I add to the boot. Then I'm going to go in and paint my rivets with some silver so that they stand out. And then for the fun part, I get to go in with a soft, bristly, not a soft, a rough bristly brush, dry brush, and do my distressing. Now, I kind of mix it with the dark black and a soft black and rub it all off till the brush is almost empty, completely dry. And then I go in and just kind of rub it around on the boot, basically wherever I want to. Anywhere that you would find normal wear and tear or dirt buildup on a shoe. If you have some really old boots, you can even look at your old boots that you have in your closet to get an idea of where you need to put that. You can do a little bit here, a little bit there, a little bit everywhere. And then once that is all done, you're going to go in with a contrasting highlight color, and I kind of took that all around the edges of the boot. You can't, fortunately I don't have any video footage again of that, but you can see in this next picture coming up here where I kind of took the highlight around the shoe. And once you've got your highlight all done, your boots are completed. Now I sealed mine. Oh, here, actually, take a look at this one. So this is the importance of distressing. You can see the all brown versus the distressed boot. And then here they are with the final clear coat. Hope you guys liked it. Have a great day.